matin, mes enfants. It's Uncle Dan the Vinyl Man, back with another episode of Uncle Dan's Vintage Vinyl, the YouTube video that answers the question, what might have gone wrong when they decided to have the internet? Anyway, a number of you, by number I mean zero, because zero is a number. Anyway, a number of you have been saying, Uncle Dan, your videos, they are just too long and too hard for me. Oh, the times I've heard that. In any event, yes, and I apologize for being too long and too hard. In any event, yes, I wanted to come back with something a little shorter and softer for you, because that seems to be what you can handle. And also, people, and by people I mean the voices in my head, have said, Uncle Dan, he's always saying mean things about them there covers you're looking at. Can't you say nothing nice whatsoever about nothing? To which I say, your grammar's terrible. Why do you talk like that? You talk like some hick who was born on a farm in southeast Missouri in 1957. Oh, wait. Anyway, so I thought I'd do something different today. I'd give you a short, soft quickie, and I'd be nice for a change. I'm sorry. Anyway, I have for you today this magnificent album, Stanley Black's Red Velvet. And I want you to just dwell on this cover a bit. Stanley Black and his orchestra. Let's not forget his orchestra, although the designer certainly minimized that. We've got mainly Stanley Black, and then we have this very lovely young woman. Actually, she's all paint, so she's not really a young woman. Anyway, lying back on red velvet and listening to Stanley Black albums, clearly, because that's all she seems to own are Stanley Black albums. You can see all the Stanley Black albums there. And she's got a jar of jelly beans by her. That's the cover. And she's listening on a vintage console, stereo console there with a vintage turntable. I can't quite tell. It looks to me like the turntable is sort of a mix of a couple of Garrard models. This is on the London label. I do believe it was out of England, as I understand. Mr. Black was out of England. The label is London born. He performed with the BBC, for the BBC, all that sort of thing. So I'd say safe to say that this is out of England, and the Garrard turntables, of which I have quite a stable of their tables. Anyway, that's out of England. So it's appropriate that it would have a Garrard turntable here in this console. And I may, actually, I have a bunch of Garrard turntables right now. I have 4 Type A's. I've got a Synchro Lab 75. I've got a Lab 80. And the latest, and not the greatest, but my favorite at the moment is a Garrard AT60, which was, we had, when I was a kid, we had a console stereo. It was a really cool console stereo that had a Garrard AT60 turntable installed in it. It was at the time, not a hi-fi turntable even then, and of course not by later standards, certainly not by the standards of the 70s when you started getting the really very well made and relatively inexpensive Japanese turntables. Look, in the 70s, you could buy Japanese turntables that would perform at levels where they were. The quality of the turntables was limited by the quality of vinyl. You're not going to get great reproduction out of vinyl under any circumstances. And if you get a good 70s vintage Japanese turntable, I have a Pioneer PL518. That's as good as you need. In any event, this one's got this one has the old, probably a Garrard or some representation of a mix of Garrards on it, and that's just great. I think it's great. The album cover is just I think it's just fabulous. This is a great album cover. Stanley Black is really very, very easy listening, but it's still fine. It's fun to listen to. Listen to it. And the cover, you could not ask for a better cover than that. This really hits Uncle Dan, right where he lives, because Uncle Dan is a big fan of hard-boiled mysteries from the 50s and early 60s in particular, when they had the fabulous covers, typically of women not wearing a lot of clothing. It seems to be a theme in Uncle Dan's life. I don't know why. Anyway, this is one. This is actually from Hard Case Crime, which is a recent publisher and sometimes republisher of hard-boiled mysteries. And this one was originally published, I don't know, let's see, 52 or something like that. Let me go and check on it because it's in here. Yeah, 52. But it's got this perfect cover. And I just, when I look at the two covers side by side, I'm like, oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Now, this gal has a 1911 auto, semi-auto there, semi-automatic, and the stack of bills and the martini, and she's wearing, she's basically wearing a towel, thumbs up from Badan, 2 thumbs up, yeah. Anyway, great and a very very good book. This is really very fine. Also wrote The 7-Year Itch, screenwriter of Breakfast at Tiffany's and The Manchurian Candidate, and this book just rocks. It's fun. Highly recommended. Anyway, that's Uncle Dan being nice for a change and give you something, not so long and hard for you to to take in there. So, Uncle Dan, the Vinyl Man, wishing you, as always, mes enfants, au revoir et aussi à bientôt.